Hello friends, good evening. Today I am coming up with a very interesting business case where we, Odoo user, want to assemble a machine for our own use. How do we process that in terms of entire accounting journey along with our internal production process also to assemble one machine for our own use? And second, I will also cover in that if I produce first that machine for myself and then I decided to sell off to my friend company. So how do we achieve in terms of entire accounting journey? Let's take an example of creating or assembling a hydraulic press machine with this entire two sub-assembly and then some more component, as well as creating sub-assembly 1 I would require this many component, and creating sub-assembly 2 I would require this many component, and then I would also add some work center and labor cost on top of it. So during this entire example I have created the product master also, and then what I have done is I have created entire inventory with a separate product category. So over here now you can see I have finished machine which has computed price from BOM, and then I have entire bill of material available with two sub-assembly and rest of the component, and then you can see the operation flow, its relevant costing, and then the final operation, its costing, and then my final machine assembly cost over here. Now what we will do in my product, first let's configure the product availability. So over here I am going to manufacture based on MTO process. Okay, so over here let me jump to my warehouse. So this is DWH is my warehouse, and then on my product let me go and configure everything correctly. So these are my product which I'm going to manufacture over here. So particularly in my warehouse, in my routes, this is going to be manufacture. So over here now I can see main warehouse is available over here, that is MWH. I will rename it to DWH, and then on my product let's verify everything is perfect. So over here these two sub-assembly are made to order in my own warehouse. This is my second assembly, and then this finished material like hydraulic press machine, it will again going to manufacture, and I am also open to sell. Now I have this particular category associated with it where I have keep average costing automated, and then now we are going to make changes over here in terms of accounting while the entire assembly process is going on. So first let's create the chart of accounting along with the concept. So when I am producing this particular machine for my own usage, what I will do, I will create a non-current asset type of account like assembly of machine. That will be called my non-current asset. And then when I'm purchasing the parts for it, I would like to define a separate account like RM for machine assembly. So this is going to be my two accounts which I am going to replace over here. So first I will change stock valuation account to assembly of machine, and this expense account of to raw material of machine assembly. So anything which is related to this particular category product item, that is all 16 item, 13 are raw material and the rest 3 are the semi assembly and finished assembly part, which I am done with. Now I have also set almost each and every vendor on my product line. So over here Let's verify. Now I have defined the vendor also. Where I have not defined, then I will say parts vendor, and then I will say 300. So what I'm doing, I'm setting each and every parts and its vendor with its costing. So this is very essential so that any order which I am giving, it will account exact cost which is defined over here. So it will ease our work. So now it is 100 again. Then in my parts vendor, I'm keeping pricing. So this is my semi-assembly. Then hydraulic press machine also. This is my finished product. This is 150, which parts vendor. Then I will keep 150, and then so on. I will define my cost. So I am just defining and verifying each and every cost of my parts and connecting to one single vendor. So whenever I need, the purchase can be managed easily. So over here now 600. So I'm not keeping any reordering rule or nothing. It is purely based on order we are going to buy. So these are almost done. This is 100. Now what I will do, I will maybe recalculate each and every cost which I might have forgot to update for my sub-assembly 1, then sub-assembly 2, and then my final finished good also. So everything seems right. And I have set up my chart of account also. So I am defining non-current asset and expense account when I am buying those parts, so that during assembling everything will be covered under my non-current asset during my production journey. So let's start and release a production order for our finished item, that is hydraulic press machine. I will first produce one. So during my production, you can see neither of my this semi-finished item like power unit and control panel are not there, and then all these components are also not available. As soon as I confirm this, it will going to create two child demos for two different machine assembly, and nothing is available. Now what I will do, I will also create one more order, but before that let me just go and procure my inventory. So over here in replenishment, now you can see everything it is requiring. So what I will do, let me just increase my maybe raw material to multiply. So I'm increasing in order to produce maybe two in future. So I'm increasing each and every quantity so that I can give an order for all the item in once. So that now I will say order, and it will release one purchase order to my vendor with everything. So I confirm the order and I go and receive each and every item. Now in terms of accounting, let's check our balance sheet. So stock interim received and assembly of machine, those two accounts are hit, and this all inventory will go into assembly of machine over here. So let me just create a final bill for all these items and confirm. So over here now received will be clear off and entire things are available over here. In profit and loss, nothing has been registered yet. I have already released my MO. So let me go to manufacturing orders, and then these two manufacturing orders are ready to assemble. What I will do, I will one by one, I will produce one after another, so that during this journey, my balance sheet, you can see stock interim, received and delivered are hit along with the assembly, and you can see two components are made available over here during this journey. Now I will finally produce my bigger part, that is a finished machinery of hydraulic press machinery. Once I produce everything, and let's see our positioning. So in the reporting, now you see the RM for machine assembly will register some of the expenses over here. And then in the balance sheet, now you can see this particular journal will give me 14879 worth of one hydraulic press machine, which I have decided to use it on my own self. So over here, now you can see stock interim received and delivered will have all the impact for the consumption, because I haven't give any particular account for that. So let me just check. So everything is perfectly fine, and this balance sheet account I will reconcile afterwards. But now the question is how I can convert this particular machine for my own use and convert into asset. So over here, when we go to journal item, and then we group by account, and then second group by product, we will see the finished good machine as one item, and then I can directly convert this to an asset. So before doing so, let me just check my inventory and product. So we will have hydraulic press machine as one unit over here, which is part of my stock. But now what I need to do is, I want to relocate to give it to another location. So first, let me just create one more location, like fixed asset location under my main warehouse. And then in my product, hydraulic press machine, what I will do, I will relocate so that it will not available to sell for own use. So this is now done. My machine is available in fixed asset, and then with this I will create one asset, and then I will create one depreciation expense account also. So I will go over here, and then let me create 611100. So give it a name, depreciation of asset. And then once I save, I can compute depreciation according to my plan for this particular asset. So this is now when we go to our accounting books under reporting. Now you can see this assembly of machine over here, which is still over here, where I have created asset. And then what I need to do next is, when I go to this particular machine, assembly of machine, I have to go and then move the account for my own use. So what I will do, I will move this to the fixed asset account with inventory valuation. So with this, now over here, when I come under my balance sheet, this machine will be no more available over here, and it will be moved to my fixed asset account. So in my balance sheet now, I will see the fixed asset worth 4879 over here. So this is how now you can create and make your own machine or anything in Odoo with this accounting setting. Now the second case is, let me create another order of manufacturing for same machine, hydraulic press machine, 1 unit, and then it will generate 2 MOs where everything is made available because I have purchased 1 extra unit, if you remember. And then I will one by one, I will produce both the semi-finished goods, and over here you can see everything will be registered over here by consuming all the parts and creating my control panel and all assemblies. And then I will go and manufacture my final finished goods. So once everything is there, then we can see one more item worth 4879 will be made available over here. Now what happens is, this is going to be part of my assembly of machine non-current asset account. But from here, what I need to do is, I need to pick this item and then I need to sell this off. So it should be a part of my current asset account, right? So now let's do that by accounting. Let's open the assembly of machine. And this is my latest item which I have just created. And then what I will do, I will create move to account. So let's do that. And then I want to move this to current asset account, and then I will sell it off. Okay, so this is going to be my journal entry. So worth of this item will be moved from my balance sheet. So you can see this assembly of machine is 0 and my current asset is debited with this item. Now what happens is, I'm simply going into sales and then I will sell off this hydraulic press machine to one of my friend and generate my profit also over here. So I confirm and then I simply deliver. So over here, now in my book of account, in my balance sheet, the current asset is there, it is already out. And then once I create the invoice, it will hit this particular account and then stock interim delivered account also for the same. So over here now we can see, now let's reconcile everything over here. And before I make the sales, now you can see these two accounts are open. So I will just go to journal item, and then what I will do, with help of, let's say, product over here, now I am going to reconcile those items with each other. So this stock assembly of machine over here, which is creating the entry for us, let's reconcile. So this all are the which is delivered also inside product sales. Then I have another RM for machine. So I'm just finding the entry to reconcile. So this fixed asset part is already done. This current asset part. is on debit side. This is the fourth number. So what I need to do is I will simply go to my accounting. In my balance sheet, this current asset is already sold off, right? So current asset and assembly of machine, we can pass an entry in between. So I'm viewing the journal entry. So during the sales, we should have changed the account, but ultimately you can see current asset versus assembly of machine. It will zero down entire thing for us. So this is how you can account the entire thing. One is converted to fixed asset, one is already sold out. And that's how we have delivered this particular machine entirely. And then stock interim received and delivered. Let's go and then group by account. Over here, we have many entries. And then which are not reconciled. So I will say over here, matching is off. So these all are the entry where matching is not set for interim received and delivered. And I will reconcile them off from my balance sheet. And over here with the another account, let's go to journal item, group by account. One is current asset, one is this final thing. So which is already the entries 4879 and 4879. So what we can do is we can create one entry which credit this account and which particular debit this account to set it off. So manual entry for sale of machine. And over here we can take RM for machinery. Let me check the amount. 4879 versus current asset. Once that is posted, then you can see my assembly of machines. Sorry, so I need to check assembly of machine, and then it will set off entire thing for me like this. So this is the way you as an accountant or a practitioner can create your own machine or construction or development and then either convert into asset or sell off for your profit. That can be achieved this way into Odoo version 18. Hope this will help many people. If you have any different type of cases to handle your own project, your own construction site, your own machine assembly, then convert into asset or convert into sellable current asset or fixed asset, do contact me via my YouTube channel or LinkedIn anywhere. Thank you guys. Have a good day. Bye.